Have you heard the buzz? There's talk of a massive bonus coming for seniors. Some say it means no taxes on Social Security. Others say it's just political smoke and mirrors. It's being pitched as a game changer for older Americans. One of the headline promises? That seniors won't have to pay taxes on their Social Security benefits. Sounds incredible, right? What it does offer is something called a senior bonus, basically a new tax deduction. If you're 65 or older and meet the income criteria, you could get a $6,000 deduction if you're single or $12,000 if you file jointly. That's according to the Senate version of the bill. The House version? A bit smaller, $4,000 per person. So what's the truth behind President Trump's so-called senior bonus? And more importantly, will you actually see more money in your pocket? Let's break it down, honestly, clearly, and without the hype. Right now, Trump's new proposal, nicknamed the One Big Beautiful Bill, is making headlines. For example, a married couple making $100,000 might see a few $100s saved each year. You're right, that was part of his campaign promise. He also mentioned no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, but the reality is different. The current bill offers temporary deductions, not a full repeal. But someone relying on a modest pension or just Social Security, not so much. First off, you must be 65 or older, so if you're on early retirement or receiving disability benefits, you won't qualify at all. According to the Penn-Wharton budget model, eliminating Social Security taxes could cost the government $1.5 trillion over 10 years. So cutting them entirely could push the system closer to collapse. Right now, experts say the Social Security Trust Fund could run out by 2033. If this deduction becomes permanent, it could speed that up to 2032. That's not just a big number, it's a massive hit to federal revenue. So instead of changing the rules, lawmakers used a workaround, a side door deduction to reduce taxable income. Sneaky, right? Second, there are income limits. If you make over $75,000 or $150,000, the deduction starts to phase out? That sounds great, until you realize that many of those 88% already weren't paying any taxes to begin with. It doesn't raise your benefits, it doesn't change cost of living adjustments. It doesn't protect the trust fund from running out. Why? Because many don't pay federal income tax to begin with. If you're living on Social Security alone or earning around $30,000 a year, you're likely already getting the standard deduction, and yes, while it may help some, it also leaves many behind, especially vulnerable groups like those on disability or early retirees. If you're 65 or older by 2025, look at your income, your filing status, and see if you might qualify. If you're not sure, talk to a tax advisor. And this new bonus doesn't make much of a difference for you. And in retirement, that's not nothing. But if you're living mostly on Social Security or haven't reached 65 yet, you won't see a change from this bonus. And once you hit $175,000 or $250,000, it disappears altogether. Your voice matters, and your story could help others understand what's really going on. Well, here's where things get complicated. The bill doesn't fully eliminate Social Security taxes like some have claimed. That means Congress will have to act again to keep it going, and let's be honest, nothing in Washington is guaranteed. But here's the catch. This deduction isn't for everyone. And this next part might surprise you. Nearly half of seniors won't benefit from this deduction. In other words, the people who need help the most might not get anything at all. So who does benefit? Middle income and upper middle income seniors, the ones who still work part-time or draw from retirement accounts, but don't earn enough to lose the deduction. Now you might be thinking, didn't Trump say he would eliminate taxes on Social Security entirely? So what happened? Well, the full repeal would be extremely expensive. And here is something most people don't realize. Those taxes help fund Social Security itself. Even this smaller deduction would cost about $250 billion over the next decade if it continues. And that's money the government would have to borrow. So why not change how Social Security is taxed directly? Good question, and the answer lies in something called the Byrd Rule, a Senate rule that blocks direct changes to Social Security funding during budget reconciliation. The White House says this bill means 88% of seniors will owe zero in Social Security taxes. It's all in how the numbers are framed. Another important detail, this deduction isn't permanent. It starts in 2025 and ends in 2028 or 2029, depending on what version passes. So where does that leave you? If you're over 65 and your income falls between $40,000 and $100,000, it might save a few $100s in taxes each year. And keep in mind, this bill doesn't fix any of the long-term problems with Social Security. This deduction is a band-aid, not a solution. It's a way to say, we help seniors without changing the core of the system. So what should you do? Simple, stay informed, check your numbers, and whatever you do, don't rely on headlines. The details matter. Let me know in the comments, do you think this deduction is fair? Or should the government go further and eliminate taxes on Social Security entirely? If this video helped you, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates on Social Security, taxes, and everything in between. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.